Hello, fellow vintage radio enthusiast. Another one of my classic radios from my collection. This is a Royce 1-639 40 channel upper lower sideband radio. I do believe, close up here. I do believe, I haven't confirmed this, but my suspicion is this is probably the same radio internally as the Royce 1-642 base station, the big beautiful 3 backlit green metered, deluxe radio with digital clock. I know the 1-642 Royce is pretty rare. I honestly wonder if this one's not rarer. I don't see these very often, and I do search online quite a bit. It's pretty shiny. I know that's causing some problems for sure. A lot of glare. There we go. I think you can see it's a 639. Royce, for some reason, put ones in front of like the official model number, but interestingly enough, I notice on the radios and even on the manual here, it just in the box it says 639. This radio is not new. This was an eBay find. It has been used a little bit, but I would say very little. It has never been touched. No modifications. Never been tuned. Kind of, well, just like the Courier Centurion I showed in my previous video. They did put the mic hanger on it. I don't like them that much, but it's there. What's done is done now. There are some minor scratches. Like my Centurion, everything works. It is on frequency for transmit and, well, basically receive. It isn't quite 12 o'clock on the clarifier. Boy, that glare is becoming a problem. Maybe we turn. That's definitely not going to work either. I'm just going to have to get a better angle here. The clarifier is not quite 12 o'clock. It's not on for receive. Same with my Centurion. It's not quite at 12 neither. But transmit's on. That's the main thing that I worry about more than anything. This is the speaker in the radio that we're listening to. It has a good sound. The receive seems to be excellent. I haven't had this radio very long. I can't speak a lot of its capabilities, but receive so far, at least on sideband, because this time of year I don't do much AM at all. And I'd have to say sideband so far is on par with the Courier Centurion PLL and my Lincoln, my Elan, 9001, which is an Emperor TS5010 clone. All good sideband radios. I have another, coming in a later video, another excellent sideband radio. It's a General Electric 3-5825A. It's the same thing as the late model High Gain 5. They were made by Cybernet. Excellent radios, especially for sideband. But this one seems on par with them, really. A little bit more white noise, background hash and trash on sideband. It's not terrible, but it's noticeable compared to some of them other radios I mentioned. Are just extremely, selectivity is so good. They're just so quiet. They just don't pick up the interference. This one picks up just a hair more of it, but still it's a pleasurable radio to use and listen to. It is very full featured. It has a built-in modulation meter, built-in SWR bridge. And those functions are working. Unfortunately, I don't have a scope or a spectrum analyzer or anything. I can't say how accurate the modulation meter is, but SWR bridge actually seems pretty decent. I do have a MFJ 259B analyzer. This is definitely not the caliber of that, but it is fairly accurate, surprisingly. Interesting thing about this radio, I know with newer exports, the whole changing colors, when you key up, where where the meter changes color, or some lights on your radio. It's really not a new thing. That's something that's really being brought back from the 70s and 80s, because I get my ugly hand here in the way. But notice it's red on lower sideband. Upper sideband it goes to green for the indicator light, and it's kind of an orangey yellow for AM. It's got a standard red TX lamp. I don't remember some of these. I don't know if this is one. No, the meter light does not change color on this one keyed up. I know I have a number of radios that do that. A lot of my Sears and Sears Road Talker radios do that. They change to red on TX mode. This one does not. Beautiful radio, I feel. That is the, see if I can, that is the original mounting bracket and bracket screws. Original hand mic. I think this is something I forgot to show on the Courier Centurion from the earlier video, but I had the original hand mic with it, and that's actually what I use on that radio. And right now I'm using the hand mic on this. I don't think the audio is as good as the original Courier Centurion mic, but it does the job. This has a very strange mic plug, so I'm going to have to make a cheater for it. I have another Royce that takes this exact same plug. It's an AM, but it's another one of the 600 series. The control you see on the side is actually a volume control. It'll attenuate the receive volume of the radio. It depends on what you have the radio itself set at as to how much it will affect the receive the receive volume. I think that's the whisperer right there on 38 lower side. There he is. I've talked to him a number of times, and I'm sure many of you have too if you do sideband. At the bright dim. It's pretty dim on dim. A lot of times I run them on radios on dim, but this one I actually much prefer on bright. I honestly don't know who made the Royce radios. They are quite a bit different from most others. I don't know if they had their own facilities in Japan or if Cybernet built them. I don't know. There's just a lot about this that I just don't have answers for. This radio originally I don't know if you can see that or not, came from a Montgomery Ward's store. I'm not sure on the date. It just says 12/4, so I have no idea the year. My best guess is probably a late 70s radio. Actually, with the paperwork, the original warranty card, and the whole FCC rules of the road regulations book, all the paperwork is there. It wasn't factory sealed or anything, but it's there. The packaging is missing, like the I don't know if they had foam or styrofoam inserts, but that's gone, and the box is in pretty terrible condition. I kind of considered it a plus. I don't collect mint radios. I like for radios to be used some, and this one fits that category. Well, it's pretty nice. It still got some imperfections. There's some pretty deep scratches there in the back corner. Some more here on the sides. It's not perfect, but I don't want them that way. Anyhow, another one of my vintage radios. Like I said, I monitor sideband a lot. Go by 262. Operator Paul, Papa Alpha Ultra Lima. Listen probably more than I work stations, but you can always give me a shout. If conditions are favorable to the Midwest. I hope you enjoy the video. Yeah, I'll say 73s to all of you, and check back soon. As soon as I feel like it and able to, I'll put another video up of another radio. I might do some TRS Challengers next. They're pretty rare. And I've got 2 of the base stations. Well, the only 2 base station models I know that they ever produced. 73s for now.